Hey, guess what? The iPhone 15 just got even better. There's another game changer coming our way like the USB Type-C port. Here's what you are in for. A removable battery in the iPhone. Yes, you heard it right. This year, the European Union threw down the gauntlet with the introduction of its USB Type-C rule, which states that every smartphone, tablet, and camera must have this handy port by 2024. Due to this, Apple had no choice but to make a move and replace the Lightning connector with USB Type-C connectors. But wait, there's more. I will tell you about it in a moment. By 2027, there will be a new law that will require mobile phones to have removable batteries. It's worth mentioning that this is a bigger deal than USB Type-C in my opinion. Despite the fact that Apple has never released a phone with a removable battery, they are a rare breed even within the Android world as well. There is going to be a huge shakeup for everyone as a result of this rule, not just for Apple. We'll start by digesting it. Why did removable batteries disappear from phones in the first place? I'm sure you remember those good old days when you could pop off the back panel of your phone, swap out the battery, and boom! You were back on 100% in no time at all? There was a time when things were different. Nevertheless, as mobile phones became slimmer and sleeker, manufacturers had to rethink their design strategy as a result. A decision was made to integrate a battery into the phone, thus putting an end to the concept of a removable battery. This allowed for a greater degree of flexibility in the shapes and sizes of batteries. It is interesting to note that iPhones come with awesome L-shaped batteries, as well as foldable phones which come with two batteries for the sake of weight preservation. Furthermore, let us not forget the quest for a slimmer physique as well. Therefore, it was necessary to remove the solid battery cover from the device. There was a time when glass bands were all the rage in phones, but guess what happened to them? In order to make the mobile phone non-removable, the bag had to be replaced. Several companies justified saying goodbye to sealed batteries as a good thing for our own good. But here's the catch. In the case that something goes wrong with your phone's battery, you're left in a sticky situation where you don't know what to do. The problem is that you cannot replace it yourself, and you can't fix it easily either. Therefore, what should be the user's course of action in this situation? Is it better to replace the battery or to buy a brand new phone? Well, let's face it. Most people are going to choose the shiny new phone whenever they can. It is also worth mentioning Apple's infamous battery gate as well. It is no secret that as an iPhone ages, its battery takes a hit. And do you know what happens next? Likewise, the iPhone's speed has taken a nosedive as well. As a matter of fact, Apple even acknowledged this mistake. Consequently, if your iPhone's battery is at the point where it is beginning to lose health, you can expect serious problems with its speed and performance. Having said that, let's talk about a little secret that mobile phone companies don't want you to know about. Certainly, they introduced non-removable batteries for this device, making the process of replacing the batteries a bit challenging. Why is that? We have to be honest here, so let's not sugarcoat things. When it comes to changing a battery, how many people actually make the trip to the service center? Quite a few, to be honest. Buying a shiny new phone is just easier than having to pay for an old one. Isn't that a sneaky move? As a result, mobile phone companies knew that if they dished removable batteries, they could keep the sales rolling and rake in the big bucks and the profits would keep coming in. Here's where the plot twist comes in though, so be sure to keep an eye out for it. There has been a new regulation imposed by the European Union regarding removable batteries in the past few months. It's as if they're saying, hey mobile phone world, we want batteries that we can remove. The thing is, the European Union did not explicitly mention that there had to be a removable back on the device. So, mobile phone manufacturers are free to get creative and come up with their own unique ways to implement removable batteries into their phones. Wait a minute. There may be something you're wondering. What about the IP rating? Why is it important? Are you concerned about dust protection? It's time for me to blow your mind, my friend. Several phones have already been launched that have been able to claim a high IP rating while offering a removable battery and back, such as the Samsung Galaxy S5. What's more, there was a similar feature on Sony phones as well. It was a neat trick they had up their sleeves where you could replace the battery of the phone without even having to remove the back of it. Let me give you a few examples so that you can see what I mean. In LG's G5, the battery slipped out from below the device with a slick slide action. Motomod is Motorola's version of an innovation. And if we're talking about innovation, it's the device. A battery pack could magnetically stick to the back of a phone using magnets, and it was like magic. This is definitely a futuristic vibe, don't you think? Alright, now let us dig a little deeper into the mystery of removable batteries in order to understand them better. The thing is, the law does not specifically state that the back of the phone must be removed in order to comply with this law. There's nothing more important than a good battery. Depending on your needs, you can make it removable and design it in any way you like. But here's the big surprise. They made it crystal clear that there is no special tool needed in order to remove the battery of the device. It's really that easy to do. Even we can do it without breaking a sweat. I see that they made it mandatory, don't you? Let's face it, removing a phone's battery can be a real pain in the neck when you live in the modern world. In order to remove that glass sandwich design, you might have to use a special tool such as a heat gun, and you will need to carefully select the components that are required. The whole process takes a lot of time and effort. The good news is that you don't need to worry about it, as they said. No special tools are needed. Anyone can replace the battery. But here's the meat of this story. It's not just Apple that's under fire. This rule is going to have an impact on every single company out there, no matter how big or small. The reason I'm using Apple as an example is because, let's be honest, with the introduction of the Type-C port, Apple has shown us that they're not going to create a special iPhone for the European market. Apple isn't the only thing at stake here. It's the whole shebang as well. Among the companies we're talking about are Samsung, Google, and a number of Chinese giants as well. Prepare yourself, because in the coming years, there's going to be a revolution brewing in the world of iPhones and beyond. Do you know what's even better than that? Mobile phones are not the only devices that are affected by it. Oh no! It seems that this law extends its reach to tablets as well. What possibilities are there if you just imagine them? There's no doubt that companies will have to get creative in order to figure out how to bring the concept of removable batteries to tablets in the future. Hold on tight, because that's not where the story ends. It is also important to mention that laptops are included in this category. It's true that we have seen this concept in laptops before, but now even Apple's beloved MacBook will have to undergo some changes as a result. E-bikes are also becoming more and more popular, so let's not forget about them. In fact, even those sleek electric bikes will have the option of having a removable battery in the future. It's a whole new world out there, my friends, and we're about to witness some profound changes in our lives. Here's the big question. How will companies deal with this new technological revolution in the years to come? There was an amazing idea devised by the European Union. During the course of the study, it became clear that people were ditching their phones because of non-replaceable batteries, resulting in a massive problem of e-waste. As a result, they came up with the idea of bringing back user-replaceable batteries in the future. It's a win-win situation. The phones will last longer and produce less e-waste as a result. Keep your fingers crossed, because every business is able to face a major challenge in the near future. It's not just about redesigning their products, it's about changing their entire pricing strategy. There is no doubt that companies make big bucks by selling more phones to their customers. Having removable batteries might mean a dip in the sales of phones if it becomes the norm in the future. There is no doubt that these clever companies will come up with other methods to make a lot of money. I'm sure they're going to sell separate batteries for a premium price, or maybe even raise the price of mobile phones themselves in order to make money. My friends, you might want to brace yourselves because the base models might disappear, leaving us with higher capacity versions that will be more expensive but offer more storage. In order for these companies to keep their profits soaring, they will do anything possible in order to keep the game changing. Nevertheless, one thing is for sure. Within the next few years, you're going to be able to see removable batteries on mobile phones as a standard feature. It would be interesting to see which phone is the first one to implement this concept and to see how it does so. There is a good chance that Apple will wait a few years before making a move. In order to make the iPhone 15 better than its predecessor, Apple has made it Type-C. It is possible that they will continue to use this type of iPhone for 2 to 3 years, but I think that by 2026, Apple will also bring some major design changes to their iPhones. It will be interesting to see how that design change goes. How they implement some changes to this design, that will be one interesting thing to watch. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more exciting tech videos. See you in the next one.